I got a lot of anime news today. So first thing I want to talk about, which I've been talking about for a while already, but it's Vinland Saga. So Vinland Saga, this arc was from June 2025 from Anime Hunch website. So Vinland Saga is finally ending in chapter 220. So this July 2025. That was expected. We talk about how Vinland Saga was already ending soon since last year. And I think many people already realized that. And we knew it was gonna be 20 something chapters. So it's finally here. It's gonna be done. I expect that late July is gonna be the ending. I'm gonna read it right here though. For the fans. So important note over here. My apologies for the late announcement. The Villain Saga serialization will be back break this month, and the final chapter, chapter 220, will be released next month on July 25th. So July 25th is the last chapter that Yukimura will write. So let's keep that in mind, guys. For anyone who's a Villain Saga fan, I'm sure many people I love Villain Saga. It's a great series, but we know it's coming to an end. So that's expected. We'll see when the next season comes out. I'm hoping we'll have it this season. I really, really like Vinland Saga. So I'm hoping it will, but now we know when it's going to officially end. Expect July 25th, 2025 to be the last day. Next, I want to talk about, which is from Anime Hunch website, June 14, 2025. Something I agree with. Global anime fans want stronger female leads and adult protagonists. New research finds. I agree. We need more like strong female leads, even regardless if it's shown in seinen series, because a lot of times it's just too many characters always male oriented, but not much female focus on. We notice that when we find female characters, they kind of put on the side. That happened to Naruto, Bleach, One Piece, Dragon Ball. The female characters always put on the side, so they need to do something different. It's getting old seeing always males or men being the MCs or the most important characters in the series are always men. It can be done better. So a study commissioned by anime streaming giant Crunchyroll and conducted by National Research Group NRG reported that 44% of anime fans want to see more strong female leads in the content. It's not, and this is not something necessarily new for happening. I'm not surprised about the research. The research is recent, but we have a lot of women who watch anime, read manga. They also want that, and we have many men who understand, like me, but kind of getting tired of seeing the same old male MCs. You know, another version of Goku, which basically Luffy is heavily inspired by Goku, and Goku is inspired by Superman. So the the Goku comes from Superman. The Luffy comes from Goku and Superman in a way, but mainly Goku, and you can tell where the influence come from, but it's always male oriented. So I think, especially with the growth that these anime creators and manga creators can get from the female audience, they might be realizing that now it might be a good idea to not just focus on men all the time. It used to be a stereotype that only men care about video games, only men care about anime, manga, comic books, right? American comic books like Marvel, DC, and that's not true. There are a bunch of women, the millions of women, hundreds of millions of women who watch anime, read manga, play video games, read also DC Marvel comic books. That's not an uncommon thing. It was always a thing, but it's a lot more accepting to say women doing it now. Before it was like a big problem. Even now, you still have men discriminate women who watch this anime, read manga, play video games, treating them like they all you want to play is Bobby or Bobby role games, or all you want to do is play the cutesy games, or you only want to read shoujo. It's not true. There are plenty of men who plays those games too. Plenty of men who read shoujo. I have. Cap Soccer is one of my classic favorites. Magic Girl series. I've watched and read many anime rom-coms, just regular romance, tons of them. So it's not a woman thing. So this research is something I agree with. The study surveyed 29,000 general entertainment consumers between the ages of 13 and 54. So that's a wide range. A group that included 3,400 anime fans who watch content at least once per month. That's not bad. Still a small percentage because only 2,500 people watch anime. Out of 29,000 is pretty small, but still it gives you an idea. Apothecary Diary is a good example of a pretty decently strong lead. More of in the mystery detective world. Although I find the series a bit boring, it's not bad, just not a huge fan of it. Something I can watch maybe one episode a day at most, or go weeks without watching. Free End, Beyond's Journey End, in my opinion, is extremely well done series. I love the scenery, soundtrack's amazing, gives a lot of the fantasy Lord of the Rings vibe a bit, and slice of life with some good action, really well written plot. Really like it. Very much one of the best series. I don't find it boring. I find Free End extremely interesting. Very opposite of the Apothecary Diaries, which is very the mystery detective style things. We already had Detective Conan for that. I kind of would like a different type of approach to those type of styles. It's been redundant so many times. We need another variation of Sherlock Holmes. We need a more unique, maybe detective series that are not so obviously influenced by Sherlock Holmes all the time. But still, worthwhile to watch. So the study also comprised of 16% of fans who voiced a desire for increased visibility for LGBTQ plus characters. I agree. We also have a huge representation for straight characters, but we rarely have characters who are gay that are not just used as a comedy sketch moment. We see this a lot with characters who are either reference to Freddie Mercury. I've seen many characters like that, or who are overly gay characters, like they exaggerate the idea what a gay man or lesbian woman is supposed to be, and they add a lot of stereotypes. You know, the women go after the breasts and all that, which is not necessarily accurate what lesbian, gay, transgender people, queer people are, and people who are also intersex, asexual. It's not necessarily accurate. They have series that is getting close to that, but then the character is just a cross-dresser. That's the way the author identifies them as, or claims to be that way. Even though the Shriven is like could be a transgender woman, transgender man, but it never goes for the most part that far if the character is a main character. Maybe for side characters they might do that a little bit more, but for MCs, extremely rare to find an MC that is part of the LGBTQ plus community. Um, Same thing I've noticed that there are rarely any dark skin characters. So if you want to have a character that has more of a strong lead who's also has an African ancestry background, or who obviously look more appropriately black and not stereotypically black, like Mr. Popo from Dragon Ball, or characters like Usopp with the long weird ass nose and supposed to be African but doesn't look as accurate as an African person. Um, when you look at Luffy, who's more of an accurate representation, somewhat, or we expect someone kind of looking from light skinned South American slash Brazilian character. They do a much better job with that than they do with dark skinned characters. Few series do a good job, but then the with dark skinned characters, but then they're not the main character, like the main focus of the series. And that's an issue also. So that's something they need to fix also, and adapt anime to not just be concept about one or two particular groups. They either focus on Japanese people or white people. That's usually the main focus. Or they make them aliens to make it easier. But yeah, I agree with this research though. Next article from the Japan Times. Found this interesting. This from June 25th, 2025. Japan to set up body to improve anime industry working conditions. We already know it's been going on for decades at least. Uh, Animators, mangakas, voice actors have been complaining constantly. Same thing with screenwriters, directors. The workplace environment once it comes to making anime, writing manga, and the working conditions are kind of crappy. A lot of them work 10, 12 plus hours a day, no paid OT. Many, many of them had to work holidays, or they're pressured to do so. They're pressured to work overtime for free and all that, in the hopes that hey, you're gonna keep a job and maybe a promotion. It's been something in the realms of the this creative art field that's been really bad. So it's good that Japan might be trying to do something to help. Hopefully they actually will. The movie is part of a 5-year action plan aimed at boosting the overseas sales of Japanese content such as manga and video games to 20 trillion yen, 100 equivalent of 138 billion US dollars in 2033. The Japanese industry has been facing chronic labor shortages linked to poor working conditions that had led to a decrease in the number of productions. Yeah, it makes sense. People have been complaining about this. The action plan also include promoting visits by fans to places appearing in anime stories and setting up an organization to support the overseas expansion of Japanese content. Feels like this news should be longer, but this is all I got for now. So it looks like they're trying to do something. We will see what they really will do. A lot of times the solutions are very outdated and doesn't do crap. Maybe a 4-day work week. 10 hours at most each day, more, maybe 12, 13 paid holidays at least, maybe expand the sick time, expand the vacation and personal time, making sure people, if they work beyond 40 hours, they get paid OT, regardless if they're salary or not. There are many ways to do it. They just don't want to. June 26, 2025, this article, Detective Conan TV series coming to Crunchyroll and Netflix alongside YouTube movie campaign. So, very interesting. That's a good news for Detective Conan fans, which I am a fan of, although the series does get repetitive. So, it's coming into Detective Conan is approaching the 30th anniversary in 2026. 30 years of Detective Conan. Crazy, right? The series has been ongoing since the 90s. And I can't believe it's still not freaking over. They need to summarize the ending, they need to wrap it up. It's being very repetitive. I still like the series. I know it still does well enough financially speaking. I was gonna scroll down so you guys can see. So that's interesting. But they need to kind of speed up in finalizing the series. June 21st, 2025, Anime Corner from Old Country Bumpkin to Master Swordsman Season 2 announcement for 2026. So I expect that a lot of the series might be coming out more in 2026 for a lot of these new announcements. Uh, the anime concluded the first season today, so that's good. In June 21st, so it's 2025, so it makes sense to wait next year. Uh, it's not really a big deal. Interesting, the art style. The series not too much my taste. It's nothing really new for me. I'm happy for the people who get to, be able to see this and they've been waiting for second season announcement. So I just want to let you guys know. June 25th, 2025, Anime Corner, Chisato and Takina share an umbrella new Lycorus. I think that's how you pronounce it. Rikoi visual during Yuri Day. Okay, I didn't know about this. So I didn't know that Japan had a Yuri Day, which means lesbian day. So on Yuri Day, the official X, I just call it Twitter really, the official Twitter account of Cafe Lyco Reco, a cafe based on the original anime like Lycoris Rikoi, shared a new visual of Chisato and Takina, sharing the umbrella on a rainy day. That's cool. I didn't know they celebrate that. Celebrate on June 25th, 2025. Nice. Looks cool too. I like the visuals. I didn't know they had Yuri Day in Japan. So that's nice. Next thing I want to talk about is June 25th, 2025, Anime Con as well. Disney created a supervisor to explore AI supported localization, but new job listing. I don't agree with this. I'm not a huge fan of big companies like Disney or Crunchyroll or anyone else using AI to cut chase with the animation work. I think that would take away a lot of creativity they have in a lot of the series. But this is not a real surprise, especially not from Disney. Disney is a huge company, and then being trying to find ways to cut costs and making anime as much as I can. AI was just the next step, and obviously a lot of it is going to be outsourcing, so they can save even more money. Not always, and I say outsourcing is always a bad thing, but in general, I think you should hire people from your country first, and then go from there when making animation. So if your company is from America, maybe hire American animators, like U.S. citizens. If your company is from Japan, hire Japanese animators. I think that's the way to do it. And if you have companies that from those different countries, maybe hire people from all those different countries, regardless where they're from. So you have more people. If you have American companies, Japanese company, Korean companies, hire people from those countries. I think that's fair to do. That's how you create more of a supportive system that shows that you're not taking advantage of people. You're gonna pay them well, treat them well, and provide them good benefits so you can keep going with a fairness of why you should localize this series, why your company should be doing localizing that series in your in the other countries. Do something like that, not just to cut costs, because AI just save money. So just let you guys know, they've been working on this for a while. Disney, Marvel, and Universal file sketching lawsuit against AI giant Midjourney. Something separate, but they can file lawsuits. But these companies are using AI for the same crap. Maybe because they're using maybe this company using AI to copy their work. Could be that too. So this from Anime Mojo website, Lord of Mysteries English sub release date and time for Crunchyroll. It's from June 25th, 2025. So the Lord of Mysteries, the anime adaptation of this popular Chinese webtoon web novel, is set to premiere on June 28th, 2025, with Crunchyroll serving as its streaming home service. So basically, it's gonna be on Crunchyroll on June 28th. So keep a lookout for that for anyone who wants to watch this. It does give me a vibe of being kind of Sherlock Holmes style once again. I may be judging a lot, but I'm kind of good. Anime Corner article June 25th, 2025. The Black Lagoon Manga returns this July. So for anyone who's been reading the Black Lagoon, expected to come back in late July. So July 18th, 2025, it will start again. They do this a lot with many manga series where you have to have long breaks and it takes forever to see the next release of anything. So I just want to mention that to anyone who is a big fan and they've been wanting to know when it's going to be released. All right, guys, that's really it for today. Let me know in the comment section what you're excited about. New season coming out, manga that you may be excited to read, anime season you want to watch. If you worry about AI taking over animation and the writing of it and everything, like I am, I think that would destroy creativity, but we can talk about it. Especially more, and I really want to know anyone who's a Vinland Saga fan, how you feel about the manga ending, literally July 25th. We can talk about that since I'm a big fan of Vinland Saga. All right, guys, if you like the video, like and subscribe. Watching TikTok files on TikTok. And again, got a Patreon, $1 per month, just pay to support. $3 a month for exclusive content that I'm working on publishing this soon. All right, have a safe day.